Da 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 da. Shh. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, my brothers and sisters, my lovers from another mother, my enjoyable others, whatever you want to be. So I'm shaking the screen by closing all these things that bing and ding at me while we talk, because I want this time to be about me and about you. How about that? Now, the topic of today's Mistopher Christopher show is the importance of a pause. Here's a pause now, as it's seen in the wild, for your reference. There you are. Did you get that? Did you get that? That was a pause. So I don't know if you're anything like me, but I'm the sort of guy who likes to go, 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 go. I'm always on the move, always creating something, always jumping from project to telephone call to meeting. And I kind of like it. I more than like it. I love it. I thrive on that. I'm the kind of guy where if I am not, hello, Annalise, if I am not going, going, going and creating something, I get a bit morose. I get a bit down. And I'll give you some background on this. Annalise is ready for the clarity nights. Yes, 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 yes. Tonight we have the clarity nights. So I'll just, before I tell you my story about agendas and creation, I want to tell you about this other creation that I have. So once a month, I do this thing called a clarity night. It's my 6 p.m. here in Australian Eastern Standard Time in Australia. And every month we pick a different topic, a different theme. And we have a conversation about this, and people come from all over the world online. We usually do them live at the Antique Guild here in Brisbane, but because of COVID-19 lockdowns, we're not doing the live component this week. We will just be online. So we do a different topic every month. As I said, we've done sex and relationship. We've done money. We've done business. We've even done something called entities. Ooh, ghosties, which was really fun to do in an antique store. Because every time we talked about entities in the antique store, all the chandeliers flickered. It was pretty full on. So tonight's topic is one of my favorite, and that is entities. No, I just said that. What are you talking about? Entities. It's creativity and creation. Annalise is there sharing it for you in the chat already if you're interested in finding out more. It's about an hour and a half, and tonight we're talking all about creation and creativity. And this is one of the topics that's very near and dear to my heart. And I want to share with you a little story about creativity and creation. So I am an access consciousness facilitator there, come out of the closet. And Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, is a business partner and a great friend of mine. And we have a lot of conversations. And we were talking one day about agendas. As agendas is something we look at a lot within Access, and looking at what motivates the choices that you make in your life and what your agenda really is as a person, like what drives you to choose what you choose. And I was talking to Gary one day and I said, hey, I don't know if I've ever really even had that close a look at what my agenda is for me. And he said, no, you haven't. And I said, okay, well, is it to always seek validation? And he said, no. And I said, is it always to be right and righteous? And he said, no. And I said, okay, well, I don't get it. Can you tell me? Can you fill me in? What's my agenda? And he said, look, is it at all real to you that if you are not creating something 24/7, whether it's a business or a class or a project of some kind, you become depressed? Your agenda is to be creating 24/7. And I went, oh, yeah. And then he went on to say, why is it that you assume that your agenda would be negative? It would be the worst part of you. See, the thing that I'd love everyone out there to look at, and please feel free to ask yourself, what is my agenda? What is it that drives you? Oh, Veronica, good night. It is good to see you. It's good to see you because, well, I know you're all the way in Brazil, I believe, and I'm here in Australia, and at the moment we can't go anywhere. So This is the best we got. And one of the great gifts of COVID for me has been I've started the Mistopher Christopher show. So, as I said, I was talking about agendas, and Gary said, look, maybe they're not all bad. So have a look at this for yourself. If you ask yourself, what is my agenda, and start trying to see that, because it is valuable to find out what it is that drives you. Oh, Rocio Salgado, nice to see you too. If you're not getting a clear answer about what your agenda really is, like what's driving your choices, have a look at your pattern. Have a look at what does motivate you the most, or what gets you the most excited in your life. Are you super excited about downtime and having breaks? Are you super excited about having time with your family? Are you most driven and motivated by having money in the bank? Are you most driven and motivated by being seen as powerful by others? No matter what you come up with, because it's your choices that creates your life and is an indication of what your agenda truly is. See, because your agenda usually is motivated by a point of view that you have. Like my point of view is, let's create as much as we can constantly. Let's go. I'm always looking to see what I can choose, what I can change, what I can add to my life, and what else can be contributed to my life and the rest of the world to make it a better place. That's just me. I don't think I've got the right answer or my way is the right way, but that's what works for me. And I'd love for you to look at it for yourself. And what is it for you? Because your whole life really is a creation. I've probably mentioned this a time or two before if you've tuned into any of the other Mistopher Christopher shows. Your whole life really is a creation, and it comes from the choices you make. Like, I had a beautiful message come to me last week for my birthday from my brother. My brother lives in Canada, and he said to me, I love you. You're one of the luckiest people I know. And I said to him, no, I'm not lucky. I create good fortune with the choices that I make. I choose the path that I've taken and everything that I've added to my life and I've created. It has not been luck. Luck is for the people that are victims of circumstance and that are subject to the whims of others. I am not subject to anyone or anything other than my own choice and my own decision. No fate, no destiny, nothing but my choice to create the life that I truly would like to have, which is very exciting for tonight, for our clarity night on creativity and creation. Yes, and Elise says, choice is the superpower, as Dane says. For those of you who've not heard of Dr. Dane here, he is a gentleman and a scholar. He is a pioneer of creating consciousness on the planet and a good friend of mine, such a wonderful man. And I would highly recommend you look for Dr. Dane here if you've never heard of him. He's got a great book called Being You, Changing the World, and it's life-changing. I've got one. I can see it on my bookshelf right now. So what I titled this live, though, is the importance of a pause. I'm going to give you another one. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here's a pause. See, did you get that? Did you like it? How is that pause? Yeah, so a pause. I'm not someone who it comes very naturally for me to take a break, to stop the go, 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 and go, do you know what? I'm going to take it easy here. Like, say, for the month of July that just passed, I took about 2.5 weeks where I didn't have a whole lot of seminars that I was facilitating or events of any kind other than attending things that I wanted to attend. I spent time getting a massage, getting a facial. I did this really cool thing where you go for a 45-minute infrared sauna, and then you have a 45-minute massage, and then you float for an hour in a magnesium tank. And it was just like, poof, bliss. And We're told so often that work-life balance is important. I don't necessarily buy that because I actually think we're capable of choosing and creating so much more in our lives than we give ourselves credit for. Like, what could you be reaching for and choosing that you've told yourself you're not capable of? Is there anything there for you that you've made impossible that actually is truly possible? Whether that's giving up smoking or putting money aside for a house deposit, whatever it is you might be trying to create or think you can't. You know, for some of you, quitting smoking or a house deposit might be playing way too small. In fact, it probably is for all of you, but it might be a great first step. I just want to challenge you to look at anything in your life you've made impossible and have a look at what else you truly could be creating if you allowed yourself the space to choose it. Don't make yourself wrong if you stumble along the way. Don't make yourself wrong for anything you haven't chosen yet. And everywhere you've told yourself that like it's too late, you can't. Please give yourself the space and the allowance to choose what you choose as you choose it. Because no matter what you do in your life, you're not wrong. There's no right way. There's your way. So, the importance of a pause. So I've taken a little more time in the last few weeks, and what I've noticed is there is actually a little bit of more of me available for the things that I'm creating. Like my life, what I notice is I get to a point where it's go, 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 where the go, go, go doesn't feel like choice anymore, where it's like, have to do this, now I have to do this, now I have to do that, and I have to do this. They become have tos instead of choice. And for me, that is now the time where I'm taking it and going, okay, stop. If this stops being fun and stops being choice and starts being obligation, responsibility, and something that I have to do, the commitment I've made to myself is, in my life is, I'm going to stop and go, okay, if the point of life was to enjoy my creations and have fun, what could I choose now? Like this morning, it's 12:43 in the afternoon here in Brisbane, Australia, and we're in lockdown, quote unquote. And, you know, for some people, lockdown is living in track pants and watching a lot of TV and eating and not doing much else. Well, today, I think if you looked at my telephone, I've had 50 phone conversations. I've been on 5 different meetings. I've organized all sorts of different things for multiple businesses. And I took a break. I went outside, and there's a big hill near my house with this like 500 meters of steps that go up, like 200 steps. And it's a bit of a workout. And I went, right, I've got 45 minutes. Let's go up and down really fast just to feel that adrenaline rush and enjoy that feeling of being alive and in my body. And everything else I do in terms of business and creation is that much more vivid because I've got so much more of me to go whoosh and bleed into everything I create. Alejandro here says, nice to see you, Krish. Such a contribution you were on the bars facilitator call when you told me that point of view that everyone should do access because it's amazing. Get rid of it. Thank you. Funny, I just posted on my social about the more aware you become, the more you are the creator of your life and not its victim. And you talk about destiny, fate, and choice, etc. now. Yeah, cool. So glad. See, how cool is that? How many people's lives are you touching with the things that you do that you don't even know about? And it's not even about the things that you do. It's how you walk down the street, when you walk into a cafe or into your hairdresser. And when you have this world that you live in where judgment is not what you value, where peace and ease and joy and possibility are the things that drive you in life, you just are different and you radiate it out. And it touches the people around you in ways that you've got no idea. So, what can you guys add to your lives? Everyone out there listening now and 1,000 years into the future, because when I create these broadcasts, that's what I look at. If this little bit of film that I put out in the world existed 1,000 years in the future, what would I like people to hear and what would I like to invite them to? So what could you create and add to your life that could resonate out 1,000 years into the future? No right answer. So the other thing I want to share with you guys, I have another really cool creation this month, and I'm having so much fun making it. And it's called Having It All and Having a Ball. And in this creation, me, Mr. Christopher, I'm going to be your fairy godmother. Do y'all want a fairy godmother? Come on, let's be honest. I'm not going to like turn a pumpkin into a coach for you, but I'm going to give you the tools to help transform your life. And you know what? It's $10. $10 Australian. So for those of you listening from America, that's like, I don't know, $6, $7. And Annalise has just shared the link in the chat there for you if anyone wants to come along. So what it is 10 different days of videos where I'm going to give you a tool on a different topic for $10, and I'm going to show you how to make a different cocktail. So one day I'm talking about creating your life and how to use your point of view to create your life. And I'm going to teach you how to make a Negroni. And then the next day I'm going to talk to you about the different steps in creation and teach you how to make a cosmopolitan and on and on and on. So at the end, you'll at least know 10 cocktails. If not, you will have what's required to totally transform your life for $10. Just that. And you'll have them in your Kajabi library to refer to them at any time you decide. And a margarita. No, Annalise, I'm not making a margarita. And you know why? My body does not like tequila. So I really want to like tequila and I like margaritas, but every time I drink tequila, it's not good. It's really not good. There's stories. If you ever want a story, you can ask Simone Milasas about what happens when Christopher and tequila combine. Messy, 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 messy. The last time I did that was my friend Francesca Fiorentini's birthday party last year. No. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you can join me tonight for the Clarity Night if you choose, or having a ball and having it all if you choose. And I'm just grateful that you're all out there being you and having a good time. So whether you join me or not, I like you anyway. So that's all for today. Bye, everybody.